Hey, I hope you're doing good. It's Chris here from 6 String Fingerpicking. In this lesson, we're learning how to play First Day of My Life by Bright Eyes. So for this one, we've got a capo on the 4th fret and we're in standard tuning, and like always I'll be referring to all of the chords as if there were no capo on. So for the intro, you've got the chords of C for a bar, E for a bar, A minor for 2, and then F, G, C. And that all goes round again. Okay, so you could just, if you didn't want to do all the fancy finger picking stuff, you could just strum your way through and that would work well too. But the full version we've got. That's the first half of it. And I'll tell you that for the whole song, I'm only using my thumb and my index. It feels really nice to kind of strum and then pick out the strings for me to play it like this. So you might want to bear that in mind, but it's definitely, you don't absolutely have to do it the same way that I am. So anyway, holding down a C chord, we're going to play the bass note and then strum, bass, strum. Then we're going to play the first string and then the second string open. Okay, so. And then we're going to go to our E chord, but in the bass we're going to play the 5th string. Okay, so you want to play that, and then we strum again, and then up on the 1st string, and then up on the 2nd string. So far. And then we're going to play that 2nd string once more, open, and we're going to hammer down our A minor chord. Really, we just want to hammer down that 1st fret on the 2nd string. Alright, like that. And then as soon as that lands at exactly the same time, you want to play the bass note. So like, alright. So. And then again we strum, then play the 1st string open, and then the 2nd string, all on an A minor chord. And then we stay on an A minor for one more bar, so you play the bass, and then we strum, and then the 1st string open, of course, and then the 2nd string, and then we're going to play the 3rd string open. Alright, so the A minor is. Now, this time we're going to an F chord like this, and we're doing it like we did on the A minor. So we're going to. What we're really looking to do is hammer down on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So we want that note to come out, but as it does, you also play the bass note. It's like that. Alright, it's a bit fiddly if you're not used to that kind of thing. But anyway, once we get there, we play the bass note of an F, and then again we're going to strum. Then use your little finger to play the 3rd fret of the high E string. Alright, so, and then very quickly open 2nd string, and then we go to our G chord like this. Alright, so we're holding it down a G like this with the 3rd fret on the 1st, 2nd and 6th string, 1st, 2nd and 6th, and play strings 2 and 6 together, and then a light strum, and then up on the 1st string, and then open 2nd, and then open 2nd again. Alright, so from the F, and then this time we hammer our way into a C chord, so that come down just like we did on the F, and you want to really get this 1st string to hammer, 2nd string to hammer open to 1st fret, and as it comes down, play the bass note, like that. Okay, so, and then strum, and then we're going to strum up roughly on the 1st and 2nd string, and then we're going to play the bass note twice, and then we're going to play the first string, then the second, and then a light strum down up. So that's a bit fiddly. So into the C, so up to speed, the rhythm's a bit funny there. Okay, so right the way back to the beginning, because that's the first half of the intro, and I'll play it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and it's one of those songs, there's two guitars playing at the same time, but it's one of those songs that they probably play it a little bit differently every time they play it. I've got a feeling that's what happens. So if you want to change it a little bit, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but so long as you're roughly playing what I've got over there, then you're going to be doing just fine. So then, as I say, that progression repeats again, and this time it's very similar but ever so slightly different. Then you're into the next section, the verse. So here, still on the C chord, play the bass, and then we strum up on the first string, and then we're going to play the second string, and then open second. So, and then we go to our E, but remember we're going to play the fifth string of the bass, so play that, and then a light strum, and then this time up on the second string. Okay. And then play the third string, and then open second, and again we hammer down onto that A minor chord. So from there, C, okay. Then we're on A minor. We've played the bass note with that hammer on that lands. We strum the chord up on the first string, and then the second, and then the second again. Okay, and then bass, strum twice, down, up, and then open, third string. Okay, so. And that leads us to our F. Play the fourth string, and then a light strum, and then just like before, we're going to play the third fret on the first string, and then open second, and that leads us to our G chord, like this, and again play strings 2 and 6, light strum, up on the first string, and then open second string, and open second string again, and then we hammer that back into our C chord. So the F, okay, so I think that's basically the same as before, that part. And then we're on our C chord, and all you want to do now is just strum 2 bars of C. So we've landed strum, up, bass, strum, up, down, up. Here's the second half of the intro, slowly. And that then goes into the verse. So what I'll do is I'll play the intro for you once more, and once you practiced it, feel free to play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. That then goes into the verse, and the chord progression is very similar to the intro, but slightly different, and I'm playing it like this. And then that all goes round again. So really, if you wanted to just take this strum pattern, which is playing the bass note and then strumming down and then up, down, up, like just that, bass, strum, up, down, up, you could put that on all of these chords and it would work really, really well. So feel free to do that. But if you listen to the recording, there's a few other sort of subtle finger picking parts in there as well. So it's up to you if you want to put them in. So I'll show you it. So we hold down the C chord, bass, strum, up, down, up, and then we go to our E. Remember, we put the 5th string in the bass, not the 6th string, so we play the 5th string, but then keep the rest the same. So bass, strum, up, down, up. So. And then that goes to A minor, and on an A minor chord, here, you could just strum through, but if you listen to the recording, it's more like... Alright, so that's really simple. It's just bass, strum, 1st string, and then 2nd string. And then bass, strum, up, down, up. So you do the pattern on it. So, okay, that then goes to an F, and we can just do a pattern on that. And then a G. Alright, like that. And then a pattern on the C. But then the next bar of the C, if you listen, he plays the 1st string open in there. So you're going to pick the bass but with the 1st string. But then the pattern as normal, so strum, up, down, up. Alright? So far, okay, so continuing, we stay on the C for one more bar and just do the pattern. Same on the E, and then the pattern as normal on A minor for 2 bars, and then it goes to a D7 chord, and you can do the pattern just on that for 2 bars. And then that goes to a G. G7. Okay, so I play this G like this, and then I'll play the bass note, bass, strum, and then I'll strum the top 2 strings, strum them up, and then I'll go down to make it a G7. So you want to put the 1st fret on the 1st string in there, and play that with the bass note. So 1st fret and then 3rd fret. Okay, and then a light strum on the chord, and then play the 3rd fret on the top string, and then maybe another strum or 2. So it's a bit fiddly, but you've got... So then you go back and you do that whole progression the same again, and then on the G, instead of playing it how we've just done, second time through it's a bit more like... So there, I'm just playing, holding down G as normal, play the bass, strum, then open 5th string, up, down, up on the chord, and then the 2nd fret on the 5th string, strum, up, down, up. So if you want to put that in, feel free to, or just do it the same way we did the first time round. It doesn't matter too much. So here's the progression once more. This is the verse. all round again, and then second time on the G if you want. Something like that. So there is still a fair amount of the song left to learn, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to be teaching the rest of the song over on my website. So if you want the rest of the lesson, just follow the link through down in the description and you'll get it right away. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you again really soon for another great fingerstyle guitar lesson.